First U.S. cases of Flurona have been reported in California. Flurona is having both influenza and coronavirus at the same time. The patient is described as a teenage boy with mild symptoms who tested positive for both viruses. He and his family had just returned from Cabo San Lucas. He was the only member experiencing symptoms. Only one of his parents has tested positive for COVID. Just to understand how serious this is, go to my iPad, please. The NFL is looking at having Dallas, actually Arlington, Texas, where the Cowboys play, to be the backup in case they can't play the Super Bowl in Los Angeles as a result of the outbreak of Omicron. Also, the Grammys announced they are delaying the January 31st Grammy ceremony taking place. No word from the NAACP on if they're going to be moving and changing the date of the NAACP Image Awards, which is going to be in late February. I mean, look, the bottom line is, that there's grave concern because of how Omicron is just spreading all across the country. You have a new variant that's been found in France. Now, of course, you have this Flurona. It is something that we have to pay attention to, Robert, and it is the new normal. And again, people can run around and people can keep saying, hey, this is no big deal. And you can have these folks, these anti-vaxxers out there. You got idiots like Candace Owens who goes, I would rather die than get the vaccine. Well, guess what? COVID don't give a shit about how you think. And again,
sit tight.
And look, I mean, look, it don't play. Look, I've had these people try to come at me. Why are you trying to tell our people to get this poison? All right. Go ahead and mess around if y'all want to. But when you look at these numbers, when I look at these healthcare professionals who are just inundated and talking about how they have been just impacted and decimated by COVID. I was reading Dr. Tyson Bell's Twitter feed yesterday and today, where he was talking about just again what it has been like dealing with this and how hard it's been difficult. In fact, they were talking about the number of people who they've had to assist and how these rooms have been filled. Don't go to my iPad yet, please. Thank you. They've been talking about how many people in terms of rooms being filling up. In fact, this year, I'm going to show you a tweet in a second. This is a tweet that Dr. Tyson Bell sent out. Reflections from another ICU week, seeing multiple family members admitted or have died from COVID. They're unvaxxed. Admitting family members of staff, again, also unvaxxed. Staffing is stretched beyond thin. Same story across the country. Y'all, Omicron Delta is crushing us. Robert, Mayo Clinic announced that they're firing 700 staffers because they refuse to get vaccinated.
Look, Roland, I'm not saying that we're doomed, but it's seeming very doomish. Like 2022 is starting off, and it feels very 2020-ish right now. The people who are not currently vaccinated, for the most part, ain't getting vaccinated. And we just got to start, saving up to put that GoFundMe up for the funeral and all that stuff. And I hope they have some health insurance, because we have to figure out how to progress and move on as a society from people who simply are just banging their head against the wall and saying that they're not going to do the most fundamental and baseline things to protect public health. Look, you still have people who don't want to wear masks, who are anti-maskers. We are 3 years into a pandemic. How are you still an anti-masker? There's a movie on Netflix right now, Don't Look Up, where there's an asteroid coming to kill everybody, and still half of the population refuses to even look up and see the asteroid coming to kill us. That is the people who are right now refusing to get vaccinated, refusing to get boosted, don't want to social distance, don't want to wear masks. Atlanta be open on weekends. They pretend that nothing ever happened. So I'm not sure how we can ever get past this as long as you have a large portion of the population that refuses to follow science, refuses to follow even the most baseline efforts at public health. I had Omicron a couple weeks ago. I promised myself I was going to lose 20 pounds by the new year. Omicron came along and knocked that right on out.
I know the feeling.
If I could just get like a little bit of Omicron, just like a little bit before summer, I'm going to be bad. I'm be out there. Just like the good part.
No, damn that. Let me tell you.
Don't say that.
Let me tell you.
I know what you mean.
Hold on. It was rough. It was 2 rough days. I'll definitely say that.
Let me tell you something right now. I dealt with it. I don't want to deal with it again. I don't give a damn about no mild symptoms. When you see a fever hit 104, that is nothing to play around with. You want to get that down as quickly as possible. The thing that we're also looking at, Monique, of course, look at again, the Mayo Clinic, the esteemed Mayo Clinic, having to fire nearly 700 employees because they refused to get vaccinated. And their whole deal is, how in the hell can we be a healthcare provider and then y'all don't want to get vaccinated? And so, which now that's going to put further stress on the medical system. These hospitals having to fire people who are working at hospitals who don't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah, and this is all very Jim Jones-ish, right? Because to me, there's a through line, there's a thread, there's a direct connection and a place of responsibility for all of this. So the segment that we just finished about tomorrow's anniversary and about what happened on January 6th and who was responsible for it is the same conversation that we are having about these vaccine refusers, these mask refusers. It is all stemming from the same place of manipulation, the same place of ignorance, and as you say, Roland, the same place of evil. So when we are looking at our society, because I think it doesn't help us just to figure out case by case by case what is happening, what we are seeing, as I think Robert said earlier, is we're seeing the deterioration of democracy, yes, but also the deterioration of independent thought. We do not have common facts, so we cannot reach common conclusions. And even our debates are striated, infused with stupidity, because we have people who have controlled the narrative and controlled the minds, the thought processes, and the decisions of others who are weaker and who are easier influenced. And we are seeing the consequences in blood, in death, in economy, in voting. We are seeing it everywhere. So whomever doesn't believe when they look at other countries that have had democracies that were older than ours and fell, they need to wake up and wake up now.
I agree with that, Scott. And it's just, look, people keep talking about, oh, symptoms are mild. Folks are still dying as a result of COVID. Hospital ICUs are still being filled up. And if I hear one more damn person say, do your own research, I'm sorry, you're dealing with people who talk shit to me, who can't even Google segments that we've actually done on the very thing. I mean, I get people coming at me. I had some dumbass today. You called out Antonio Brown. You ain't never called out Aaron Rodgers. You ain't never called out Jason Whitlock. And I'm like, I was in Los Angeles for a whole hour, sit down, dogging Jason Whitlock to his face. And I'm like, it's basic YouTube search. And so that's what kills me. Do your own research. I'm like, you don't know what the hell you even looking for. I mean, look, I took some Creamotion cough medicine. I don't know what the hell's in that Creamotion.
That's right.
I was not sitting here going, let me look at all the ingredients. Y'all, come on. That's what we're dealing with, folk who don't even ask a question, what's in a hot dog?
Yes.
Or
what's in cheese? Come on, man, go ahead.
Or what's in their marijuana, or what's in other drugs that they take, or the cigarettes they smoke. I mean, we can't even agree in this democracy right now on what the truth is. Is the sky blue or not? They'll say, well, it's a reddish color, looking at a blue sky. And Roland, here's a thought for you, perhaps the panel too. Maybe this is just where we are. Maybe we spend a lot of time criticizing the anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers and Republicans and what have you. This First Amendment is really killing us on this COVID piece. Maybe this is the new reality. Maybe we're going to have to just manage COVID going forward, manage the bad actors. Maybe we don't get to herd immunity, and we just got to live with this until our democracy dies.
Back to that Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment.
time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way. Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Like, wow, Roland was amazing on there.
Hey, Black, I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
You dig?